Every country on Earth is in debt. The United States owes over $38 trillion. Europe carries trillions more. Japan, China, and almost every major economy, all deeply in debt. But here's the real question. If everyone is borrowing money, who is actually lending it? The answer is not what you expect. The truth is, the world doesn't owe money to a single country or a single institution. It owes money to itself. Think about it. You deposit your money in a bank. The bank uses that money to buy government bonds. The government spends that money into the economy, and then through taxes, savings, and investments, that same money flows back into the system. It's a loop, a closed cycle of debt and credit, constantly moving, never ending. But this system didn't start recently. It goes back more than 300 years. In 1694, England was at war with France and running out of money, so the government turned to private merchants and borrowed funds. In return, they promised to pay interest using future tax revenues. That moment changed everything. It led to the creation of the Bank of England and the birth of government bonds. For the first time in history, a government could spend money it didn't yet have, simply by making a promise. Over time, this idea spread across the world. France adopted it, the Netherlands refined it, and the United States used it to fund its expansion and growth. Debt was no longer a sign of weakness. It became a symbol of power, because the ability to borrow meant the ability to control the future. Fast forward to today, and this system has grown into something massive. The United States owes trillions of dollars, but most of that debt is not owed to foreign countries. It is owed to its own citizens, its own banks, its own institutions, and especially the Federal Reserve. In other words, the government is largely borrowing from itself. And this isn't just true for one country. It's happening everywhere. Japan lends to the United States. The United States lends to Europe. Europe lends to developing nations. And those nations invest back into advanced economies. Money moves in circles. Every country holding someone else's IOU, while issuing their own at the same time. It's like a global game, where every player has borrowed chips from another player. And the only rule is, no one can stop playing. Because if someone does, the system starts to collapse. In Greece, in Argentina, in Sri Lanka, when the system cracks, the invisible creditors suddenly become visible. But here's the biggest secret of all. Governments are not trying to pay off their debt. They never were. Instead, they roll it over. They take new loans to pay old ones. Again and again, indefinitely. This is called refinancing. Subscribe to The Honest Hustle.